y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another Married at First Sight season 11 episode 14 review. You guys, like, we flying through these episodes. Is it me or like that's it? Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all to excuse the frying in the background. That's my husband frying chicken. I can't stop him from frying chicken because I want to eat dinner. So if y'all hear it, just ignore it and act like it ain't there. With that being said, have you guys noticed that I'm almost at 1,000? I'm so excited, and I really hope that you subscribe if you aren't subscribed already and like help your girl get there. Anyway, you guys, let's just get into this review. Okay, so now it's 14 days before decision day, y'all. 14 days before the big D day, okay? Anyways, the couples are getting ready to go on a retreat, but before they can go on a retreat, we have to say goodbye to Olivia, okay? Because Olivia's going home, and Amani's gonna come over and help her pack. Now, when Amani gets there to help her pack, or whatever the case may be, we found out that Brad is the pettiest of petty, okay? He took the salt, y'all. Like, really? The salt? And then he did not take the glasses that Olivia brought him, okay? So, like, he took his salt, he took the dishes, he took whatever he came with. He was like, listen, I'm going home taking everything I came with. So when Olivia said that he took the food, oh, she wasn't playing. Brett said, if I bought the food, I'm taking it, just like I'm taking that salt. I ain't got time, okay? That's petty at his best, literally at his best. But anyway, Olivia still talking about how she wish she would have, she came on this show to find love, okay, and a partner and someone to spend her life with. I kind of find that hard to believe, Olivia. Just saying, I kind of find that hard to believe. But if you say so, then okay, it is what it is, all right? So while they're over there, packing up and getting the stuff together, we do find out that Brett supposedly had text Olivia like, hey, let's hang out. And Olivia was like, probably not. So Monty was like, hey, y'all hung out before when y'all was married? And she like, no. So like, why would we hang out now? I'm like, oh, okay. But then he lets her know that it's okay to date. And she's like, well, I was going to date regardless. I know that. And I'm like, well, I don't know what's up with them, y'all. The tension heavy between the two, but it is what it is, okay? So now Woody goes to hang out with Henry. Now, I'm sure production set that up because Henry and Woody don't seem like the type of guys that hang out together. And I don't think Woody was really that interested, but I guess production said, hey, you need to go check on him, okay? Because we need to get some tea. We need to get some dirt. All right, in the process of that, Henry's telling the confessional that, he thinks that Christina is pulling a stunt, okay? Pulling a stunt because she can't take the fact that he's not attracted to her. He don't want her or whatever the case may be. And he still hasn't seen a text to this day, okay? Of course, he hasn't. Like, of course he hasn't, Christina, because you're lying. You're a liar. But anyway, Henry tells Woody that he had to confront some of the issues, that he talked about with Pastor Cal with Christina. And Christina then started accusing him of things. So Henry's like, things? What's the things? What's the things? And he like, she kind of said that I was gay. And Woody was like, what? Like, dang, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy. I was sitting there like, yeah, it's crazy, okay? So he's just like, yeah, Christina's just, she's not used to rejection, I guess, to a certain extent. So I guess she went out to save face and just make it seem like I was gay because she couldn't handle it. She couldn't understand it. So then Woody's like, so being as though y'all going through all this or whatever, and she ain't really been here or whatever the case may be, how you think the couples retreat gonna be? What you think that's gonna be like? And he's like, knowing Christina, she's gonna act like everything's okay because that's what Christina does. And he did not lie because trust me, at that couples retreat, Christina acted like everything was okay. And I'm like, I cannot deal with her, okay? So now it's time for all the couples to get ready for the retreat and everything. And I'm not going to go into all the couples, but I am going to speak on Karen and Miles, okay? Because Karen is a little concerned about going on the retreat because, for one, we're in a pandemic. That's one. We're in a pandemic, okay? And for two, she's like, with all racial injustice and stuff that's going on, like, I am emotionally drained. And I can understand that. Like, it has been a rough 2020, especially dealing with the pandemic, dealing with the killings of Black people by the police. Like, it's been a lot. And especially as a Black woman, it's been heavy, okay? And we can't act like it didn't happen. We can't just ignore it and act like this is just not, it didn't happen when this is reality TV. So we have to address it and we have to confront it. And I'm glad that Married at First Sight really, really dug into it just a little bit, because it just shows that, this is the real world. It's definitely the real world. Okay, she says that she's married to a Black man. And I saw a lot of people sit there like, oh, of course you're married to a Black man. And I'm like, no, y'all don't understand when she means she's married to a Black man. She's saying that, every day he goes outside, he's a target. That's a little different. Okay, that's totally a little different. So you won't understand unless you understand. And as a Black woman or someone who dates a Black man, then you will never understand that. You can try. I will hope you will want to. I will hope you will sympathize. But some of the comments that I saw in like some of the Facebook groups where it was like, oh, what she means she married to a Black man. She means that every day her Black man walks outside this house, he can be a target. That's what she means. Okay. But anyway, we get over to Christina, and Christina's over there talking about how she really doesn't believe that Henry is gay, okay? And she wished she would have handled it a different way and just say, like, I seen a text or whatever, like, what's going on with it, but I really don't believe it. But she didn't do that, okay? She had to approach it like, I heard, I got a text message that you was gay and this, that, and the other, because she felt rejected, okay? We also get footage of her being a liar, her actually admitting to being a flamboyant liar. So why would we believe you now, Christina? You admitted it. We saw it on camera. The words came out of your mouth. So why would we believe you now? Let me know. Okay, so now everybody's arriving to the cabinet or whatever, and they going into their rooms, and I don't know why the sheets in all the rooms are pink, but they are, okay? So that's like a little weird, but I'm here for the pink sheets, so it is what it is, okay? And no one seemed to complain about it, so I guess they really didn't care. But of course, Christina's sitting there acting like ain't nothing happened, like, oh, well, this room is fine, this room is I just can't take smells and all this extra stuff. Like, everything is fine and dandy between her and Henry. Like, she didn't just accuse that man of being gay. But okay, Henry doesn't want confrontation, so he's just going to let it slide. I need Henry to like really get it together, okay? Stop letting this girl get away with murder. This is why she's acting the way she acts this whole episode. Because this episode, I was ready to just go in there and be like, be quiet. Not your turn. Stop it. You know how you gotta say it. Don't do it again. That's what I felt like telling her, like, be quiet. What's wrong with you? The whole episode, she gotta come out with her speeches or her opinions or something that nobody asked. But that's neither here or there, y'all. Everyone's cooking and the food looks good. They're sitting down, they're eating. And Henry is like, ooh, this food is so good. Like, whoever made the food, like, yes, you did a good job or whatever the case may be. He ain't say it like that, but y'all know I be rephrasing stuff. So whatever. And then here go Christina. Because he's a lean pocket type of guy. Girl, ain't nobody asked you nothing. Nobody asked you nothing. Why you sitting here acting like you know him? You don't know him, sis. You don't know him. But okay, whatever. We just gonna let Christina keep having her outbursts through the whole episode, okay? Whatever. Now, I did notice why everybody's eating with regular utensils like forks, maybe spoons, maybe. Bennett is over there with a whole whisk. Why? I don't know. For the life of me, y'all, I can't make it make sense for any reason. Like, I don't know unless, now let me just say, unless they ran out of utensils. Now, if they ran out of utensils, I can understand why he got that whisk, because he wasn't going to wait for somebody to finish their food to get a fork. Okay? Y'all know how it is when you got to wait for a fork, okay? But anyway, he was like, I'm going to use this whisk and I'm going to call it a day. And that's what he did. I thought it was hilarious because it's a Bennett type of thing to do. I'm just saying. But anyway, while they're at the table, they're talking about the fact that Olivia and Brad aren't there, okay? And Amani's like, Yeah, I went to go help her move, and she seems happy. She seems very happy. And then here goes Christina again. Christina. I'm not gonna be judgmental, but I just felt like Brat wasn't here for the right reason. Christina, nobody asked you, girl, what you here for? What you here for? To be lying on people on national television? To make yourself look better? What you here for? Talk about something. I don't think he was here for the right reasons. Girl, take a seat. I honestly think Brett may have really wanted to be married. No matter like how sarcastic he was, how much of an a-hole he could have been at times, I really think he did want to be married. Then she goes in to say how, you know, we get the clips of her saying he was an F-boy. And then she calls him an a-hole or whatever the case may be. And I'm just sitting here like, no one asked you, Christina, you're an a-hole. The whole time she's giving her speech about Brett or whatever the case may be, you got Henry and you got Woody on the side giving each other the eye. Woody looking like, I can't believe this girl's over here even talking. He even said in the confessional at one point, like, I'ma just need her to worry about her own relationship, okay? Because it ain't going good over there. And I was like, exactly, Woody, exactly. I'm glad we on the same page, okay? Definitely on the same page. So then they're sitting at the table, and Bennett just has to tell everybody, okay? He just ready to tell everybody that him and Amelia, you know, they had sex, okay? We consummated our marriage. We getting it. And so if y'all hear some noises coming out of our room, that's what's happening. Don't be surprised. I think that was just a heads up. I don't know. I'll be making up stuff. Y'all know I'll be making up stuff. But anyway, Mouse does bring up the topic of how, you know, him being a black man and how he didn't want to come because of, you know, the racial injustice that's going on and how he's been, you know, drained with dealing with it and things like that. And he just wanted to get it out there. And I can totally understand that because he was in a room full of white people. And I'm not going to say like, oh my God, they were racist or anything like that. But sometimes you just have to get the elephant out of the room. We can't act like real life isn't happening around us. And the fact that everyone was sympathetic and they understood to the most of their ability was awesome. It was great. I mean, Christina's like, I know, because I don't even know what that feels like. I'm sorry. The one time it made sense for her to butt in, she butted in. So thank you for that, Christina, for your sympathy and your empathy. I appreciate it. And I'm sure they appreciate it too. The whole time, Bennett's, you know, he's just like, listen, I understand. Like at this point, we're all in a pressure cooker. Everything that happens right now is enhanced because of everything that's going on around us. And it just made perfect sense. I also agree with the fact that since they have more time to like build and connect with each other, which may be why we actually may have more successful couples this episode than any, this season than any season, is because they actually had more time to connect and build. And the ones who really didn't make it, really just didn't make it. Because at the end of the day, they had more than enough time to figure out if they wanted to stay married or not by now. I think. Yeah, I think. So now the couples are waking up, you guys, and I'm not getting into all the couples, but I am going to talk about Amelia and Bennett, okay? Because Amelia wakes up with a book on her head for what reason, I don't know. That's how she fell asleep. Okay, sure, Amelia, sure. And then Bennett's like, oh, you were singing in your sleep, and then while you were singing, I took the time to practice the worm. And she's like, oh, well, show me. Oh, show me. So, of course, Bennett's get out the bed in his yellow dress, okay? His night dress, his nightgown, okay? Or whatever. It's not even a gown. It's not pretty enough to be a gown, but his night dress, okay? And he gets up and he starts doing something that could look like a worm or not really. I don't know, y'all. I was confused between a push-up and a fish flopping on the ground. That's it. If you need a visual, think about a push-up and a fish flopping on the ground together. Maybe that may be a better visual. I was like, why? Why, y'all? Why? But anyway, that scene happened and we watched it. And I hope you laughed at it because to me it was a little entertaining. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But anyway, so now all the couples are now at breakfast, okay? And they're talking about what they think about Amelia and Bennett actually doing it. Now everyone's laughing, and I'm gonna tell you why they were laughing. They were laughing because they can actually smell it, okay? That's what the laugh was about. The laugh wasn't at the fact that they were doing it. The laugh was the fact that, you know, they probably was just like, ain't right. It just ain't right. We've had this conversation before. Don't act like it, y'all. Don't act like it. The couples are happy that, Amelia and Bennett are actually going to go to Virginia together. And here goes Christina. Christina. I could never. Unless it was for like a job or like myself or something. I could never. Christina, once again, nobody asks you. Girl. She worked on my nerve this whole episode. I don't know why. Why, Christina? Why? It's just like she wants to be relevant so bad for no reason. For no reason. We don't care. We don't care if you can do it, if you would or not. We don't care. But anyway. So, Amani, okay, because Amani's been asking a lot of questions, okay? I told y'all Amani is a nosy and she starts staring the pot, okay? She starts staring the pot. And I'm going to tell you that Amani knows what Christina accused Henry of, okay? Because I'm sure Woody went back and told her. You could tell this whole episode Amani is hip to the game and she's trying to get to it. I'm just going to let y'all know she definitely trying to get to it. So, Amani asks Henry, so what do you have to share about yourself, Henry? And Henry kind of deflects it I'm about to go get a plate. And then at one point he's like, oh, ask Christina. And Amani's like, no, I ask you. In her confessional, she's like, I don't like the fact that Henry doesn't tell us much about himself. But I feel like it's not your place to know anything about Henry. That's Christina's place as his wife. Why does he need to open up to you, Amani? Why is that bothering you? I don't know. I mean, he's interacting with everyone. It's not like he shut himself off in a corner. Stop being nosy, Amani. Stop being nosy. I see you, sis. I see you. But then he does start to answer, and he's like, I'm learning that, it hasn't been like the easiest thing, but I'm still committed to seeing this thing through. So superficial, so bull. Okay, and then here goes Karen. So what about you, Christina? What about you? And then Christina's like, I just learned that I want someone who wants me. I think we all should want someone who wants us and just not make up lies about them being gay if they don't. That's what I think. That's just what I think. But anyway, okay. So Woody is over there I don't understand. Why do y'all want to hold on to this? You're basing your relationship off of hope. Hope for what? I could never. And Amani's like, nope, I could never. And you can tell, Woody is ready to spill the beans at this dinner, at this breakfast table, okay? But he's just not. But he got a lot to say in the confessional, okay? He's just they need to just let it go, okay? The towel, they don't want to throw in the towel. The towel's already soaking wet. You need to throw it out. Just throw it out. I was sitting there cracking up Lordy. The shade is so real, okay? Between Amani and Woody, the shade, y'all. The shade. Just saying. Anyway, so now we get to the couples, doing their own little thing. And Karen and Miles are over there playing ladder golf. It's you throw the balls onto a ladder type of thing, and Karen's winning. Whatever it is, Karen is winning, and Miles is a little frustrated at the fact that he's losing, okay? But Karen, she was really winning, and he was really horrible. It wasn't like she was winning by a little bit. No, he was really, really bad, and she was just really, really winning. I'm just saying. It was funny. But anyway, they get into a discussion about decision day. And they talk about what do you need from each other? What do we need from each other basically to say yes? And Karen's answer was basically to continue talking. And I'm just sitting here girl, overall, that's what I got from the conversation. She just wants to continue taking it slow and talking. You can tell that Miles is pretty much over. He's we've been married for 3 to 4 months now. We don't have no affection, not even had sex yet. You can tell he's frustrated, okay? So I'm just sitting here girl, how long do you need to be married to the man for you to actually be affectionate? It's been over close to 4 months, and you mean to tell me that you ain't pick it up yet? I told y'all. She keeps saying she trying. She gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying, and she don't never do it. She don't never do it. I'm tired of waiting for Karen to figure out when she's just going to do it and stop saying she's going to try. That's all I want. That's all I want from her. All I want. So now the experts has asked the couples to write a letter to their younger self, to explain to them some things that they might go through and what to look forward to in the future or whatever the case may be. So Amelia and Bennett go first, okay? And they sit down and they're talking about, do you prefer black ink or blue ink? Me personally, I prefer pink ink, just saying. Just saying. But yeah, you guys let me know. You want black or blue? If I had to choose between black and blue, it would definitely be blue because I like a little bit more color than, the black, even though y'all know I love to wear me some black, okay? But that's not the point. The point is I like blue ink. That's the point. Anyway, so Amelia's story, Amelia's letter is basically about, her dyeing her hair and what not to do and what to do. And then she's talking about, how not to sweat the little stuff and things like that. And, and then she gets into the part where, someone will call her, asking her that she wants to marry a stranger and to like go for it. It'll be like the best thing that ever happened to her. And it was so cute. And I was like, yes, that's cute. Okay. So then Bennett's time to read his letter, okay? Now, Bennett's letter is real dramatic for no reason. I ain't gonna say no reason, but, okay? It's a little dramatic. But he tells his younger self, listen, you are going to get a Pokemon card, okay? You are going to get a first edition Charizard card, okay? And you better not let your friend borrow it because it's going to be worth $20,000 in the future. I was like, dang, that's a lot of money for a card, okay? It's a card that he probably paid for a pack $5. So I understand why he wrote it down because he really regretted. He said that he doesn't even make that much in a year working full time. Now, I just need to know, where does he work? I mean, like, how are you living? If you're not even making $20,000 in 1 year and you're full time, I don't know. How are you surviving? But I guess he does have that little old house, he doesn't really take care of a lot of things, but himself. So I guess he's been making it work, okay? Now, Amelia is over there and she's like, well, it was nice, but I really thought it would be more about me. And he's like, he cleans it up very well because he's like, but like, why would I ruin the surprise? I would want my older self to be surprised. He cleaned it up very well because he was really focused on that daggone card, okay? He want the 20,000 card. Matter of fact, he better go find his friend and go get that Charizard card and say, listen, give me my card. I want my card back, okay? His friend probably already sold it because I'd have sold it. I'd have definitely would have sold it. I can use an extra $20,000. Can we all? So I understand his regret. But I am happy that Amelia actually expressed that bothered her. Because usually we don't get anything that bothers Amelia. Like nothing ever really bothers her. So for that, I am appreciative of the fact that we do see that she's not always going to be like, oh, let everything slide. Because she even brought it up to him like, I just thought it would be a little bit more about me. But Bennett's smooth, y'all. He's smooth and he cleaned it up very well. Just saying. Okay, so now we get to Christina and Henry. Okay, now Christina writes her letter, and her letter is basically about watching out for people, being like, pay attention to when people show you who they are, and like if you have a bad feeling about someone or something, it's usually right, blah 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 blah, Christina stuff. But overall, when she explained it, I understood. Okay, she just was telling herself like, girl, you about to go through some stuff, and I'm sorry that you gotta go through it, but it's gonna make you stronger in the end. But at the end of the day, Henry is not having it, okay? He was like, I understand, but that doesn't excuse the fact that she dishonest or whatever. So, but I got what she was talking. She was talking to her younger self. Henry cut a girl a little bit of slack. Just a little bit. Not a bunch, but just a little bit, okay? But he wasn't here for it. And I was like, oh, when Henry really don't like you, he like really don't like you. There is no in between for Henry. And it's really, really clear at this point. Just saying. So now it's time for Henry to read his letter. And Henry's like, listen, if you expecting hoverboards, for us to be getting around on hoverboards and teleportation and stuff like that, that ain't it, okay? We're going to be in a pandemic. Don't even, look forward to any more than what it's going to be. That's just that on that, okay? And then he said something about, like, learn how to sing and learn how to play an instrument so you can take over the world for at least 5 years. And it just was like such a Henry letter, okay? But he did say something. He did say something that I felt he was trying to make a point. He said, your judgment is always on point. I said, oh, I felt that, Henry. You're right, okay? Your judgment is always on point. He told himself, like, listen, don't second guess what you feeling. Don't do it. Do not do it. But I did understand the simple fact, like, because I thought when I was going to be in 2020, when I was in elementary school and we had to say what we thought 2020 was, the year 2000 even, was going to be like, I was like, oh, we're going to be like in like flying cars and everything's going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be like the Jetsons. And it's nothing like that, y'all. We still these regular cars. You know, we still got regular buses. We still got regular everything. The only thing that advanced from where we was at then is our phones, basically. Basically just our phones. We ain't get nothing new but phones, okay? So just enjoy your phone. You should have wrote that. The only thing new, okay, is gonna be your phone. You're gonna be able to talk to people on FaceTime on your phone and text people on a smaller edition of the phone, okay? And I'm like, and I could imagine, because Henry's 35. If I was feeling like that when I was, and I'm 30, yeah, he definitely thought we was gonna be more advanced than we are. I think we all did, but we're not. We're still here. But anyway, y'all, let's just move on. They're like, she not having it. Like, that's such a Henry thing. They both just don't like each other so much that they're not open to even listening or understanding each other, because they both made really good points. I mean, it wasn't as deep as, you know, we might want it to be, but they still made like valid points, but they just wasn't here for it. They just didn't want to hear it from each other. And I was just like, okay. Now, Woody and Amani are playing dominoes, okay? And they're gonna take a bet, okay? And if Woody wins, he says he wants a full body massage. And if Amani wins, she wants a chance to get another coupon, okay? She wants another coupon. And I'm sure this coupon is not a Woody coupon, okay? That has nothing to do with sex. It's more of an intimate coupon, okay? She probably wants another foot rub, okay? Or a back massage. Or she might just want to go hang out on the town. But I'm sure it's not, you know, one of Woody's coupons, just saying. But anyway, while they're playing, and y'all, I've never played dominoes, so I'm looking at it like, how do you play? I'm curious. So I think I'm gonna watch a video and figure it out, okay? But that's not the point. The point is they start discussing how everything is going, and they're you know, talking about their marriage based on other people's marriage, and you know, like they're happy that they actually are having these hard conversations, like, you know, Woody's anger issue, and how he went to counselor for it, about whooping the kids, and even about, like, you know, them having him wanting her to make big decisions with him and take his feelings into consideration, and how they work through those difficult conversations and things like that. So it was really, really good, and I was really happy for them to, you know, not really base or, like, you know, judge the other couples, but to take from it their own thing, because I feel like that's what Christina's doing. She's just trying to base her relationship on everyone else's, but that's a whole nother story, y'all. We just gonna keep it moving, okay? So then they start discussing what, you know, will make them say no on decision day and things like that. So Amani is like, just don't switch up on me. Like, you already got a pattern of, you know, what you're doing and things like that, and I need you to be consistent. Don't switch up on me, because I trust you, and I don't want to lose that trust. And then Woody's like, I don't want you to, you know, start flip-flopping again. I want you to stay 100% in this. I want you to be like, you know, I'm in it to win it. I don't want you to be half and half, a little bit in, a little bit out. You know how she was in the beginning, like, I like my husband, but I don't love my husband. He wants her to stay in love and be in it to win it, basically. And it was cute. I really appreciated that little conversation. I was like, ooh, they give me such happy vibes every time I see them. Okay, they're so mature when they talk, and I think Amani brings out the matureness in Woody. Because Woody was like, I'm just saying, because if we couldn't do that, I just would have been like, nope, I don't like it, and I'll be done. From what I hear, if you really got to pay $50,000 if you walk away, no, you wouldn't, Woody. No, you wouldn't have, okay? Amani says that she was willing to have to come in this and work really hard, but she's glad that she actually really, really liked him and didn't have to work as hard, because she didn't think she was going to be able to smile through it. Now, me, being the type of person, everything is on my face. Y'all would have known from the beginning that I wasn't feeling him. The same way we know that Henry ain't feeling Christina is the same way y'all would have known that I wasn't feeling whoever I was married to. Just for throwing it out there. Just saying. So now Christina, Amelia, and Amani are sitting there talking, and Christina's just asking questions, you know, asking everyone, you know, I'm not really sure. I can't remember what she was asking per se, but you can just tell, oh, like sacrifices and things like that. It's like she was fishing for advice on how to make her relationship better. And there's nothing anyone could have said that's going to help that relationship. So So I don't know why she's asking these questions. But anyway, the questions were being asked. But overall, Monty asks Christina about her relationship. And she basically says, like, she doesn't really know Henry. You know, like, she knows, like, what he thinks of her. But he does, like, she knows, like, what's going on between them. But she don't really know him. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, or whatever the case may be. So Monty's like, well, have you been honest with him? And this is when I knew that Woody told Amani, because I was sitting there like, Amani, you shady, girl. You trying to bring it out of her. Have you been honest with him? And Christina's like, no. But he kind of like just goes with whatever I say. And then like he just brings it all up and it just explodes. Girl, just stop lying. Just stop lying to the man, period. She's a habitual liar. She's one of the people who lie and then start to believe their own lies. Like, I don't even know if she really had a boyfriend that she was like on the street with eating a can of soup. I think she made up that scenario because it was real love or what she thought struggle love should be. I don't know, y'all. The girl's a liar. She says she's a liar, so we just gonna make her a liar, okay? We're not even like, I saw one person say she's like the new Michael, and I'm like, no, because Michael didn't admit to him being a liar, okay? She admitted that she's a liar, period. Point blank. That's it. That's it. And then Henry's over there talking to Bennett and Miles, and like Bennett is like, Henry's basically saying the same thing. Like, oh, I don't really, he tells them that she called him gay, that she accused him of being gay, basically. And he's still willing to, like, work it out. It's like they're both saying the same thing. It's like they both know they're not good for each other. But somehow, some way, they both are willing to stick it out and work on it. Why? I'm confused. I don't understand why. Let me tell you something. As a straight man, if I was a straight man, in my mind, I would think that once you accuse me of being gay, I'm gonna just have to cut this loose. And the contract is basically over. So, like, why are you holding on to it? Like, what is the purpose of this relationship at this point? Y'all, I just don't. But in a conversation that Bennett, Miles, and Henry were having, we do find out that Miles says that he doesn't know if he can be with Karen forever or stay married to her, basically. And I thought that was like, yeah, he's coming around, okay? He's realizing, like, listen, if she can't get it together within 4 months, like, how much longer I'm gonna have to wait? His patience is running really thin. And I'm happy. I'm happy because he deserves better, okay? He deserves better. And that's just that. Because I'm sure if Miles was a different guy, Karen would have been jumped his bones already. Just saying. So now Woody and Miles sit down and they're talking, okay? And Miles is, like, look, we've been locked up in a house and we still ain't got no affection, no nothing, okay? And they start joking about him working out so much and that's why he losing weight, because he working out because he got all this built up frustration that he can't let out. And Woody's just like, yo, like, I don't understand. Like, there's no way I could have been married to someone for all this time and not actually hit it, because, like, what if you connected on, like, every single level and then when you finally do it, it's trash. Like, it's trash. That's a total disconnect. Like, if you're going to do the process, you need to do the whole process. And I'm like, I'm with you, Woody. Okay, because listen, now I'm speaking for me, y'all, not for everyone, because there are some people who are saving themselves for marriage and things like that, and that's perfectly fine. But Karen's not saving herself for marriage. So in that case, and if she was, she is married. So in that case, she needs to, like, give it up. They need to figure out if they actually can work physically. Yeah, if they could actually work physically. And that might even help loosen her up a little bit, because it's what is it, soul ties? They say, like, when you have sex with somebody, you get soul ties. Why not try to have that with your husband? Just a thought, y'all. Just a thought. So now all the couples are about to play stranger spouses, okay? And in this game, the couples go up and they take turns and they ask questions to each other, and whoever gets the points, whoever gets the answer right, get a point. And if you get it right consecutively, the points go up. So if you get 2 right, then you get 2 points for that one. If you get 3 right, then you get 3 points for that one, so on and whatever. And Woody's just so confident that they gonna win or whatever because they know each other, okay? Now, the funniest thing, like, the first time Henry and Christina go, they get it right. And Henry's like, oh, one more right than I thought. And I'm like, yo, this is the first one. I can't. Okay, he's so shady. He's definitely shady. But it doesn't stop the fact that Christina is over there making side comments and side looks every time they get a question right. Like, how they say who's most likely to do something bad or something like that or go to jail, and they both say Christina. Like, she says me and he also says her, and she's like, oh, that's crude. And I'm saying, like, why is that, girl, you picked yourself too? It's like, Christina, y'all, she be stressing me out. She be stressing me out. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? Woody's just confused about how, like, they getting, like, mad questions wrong or whatever. And, you know, Henry's like, well, I'm confused at how we getting all these questions right. And I'm like, because Woody and Monty had too much time. They didn't have enough time to really get to know the details of that person, okay? Because they was both, you know, focusing on, you know, getting to know each other on a deeper emotional and physical level. So they didn't get into, like, the little small details, like, do you fold your toilet paper or not? Things like that, okay? Things like that. Just saying. This is why Christina and Henry know so much about each other or their personality, because they really are trying to read and understand each other. Just saying. But overall, Cameron and Miles win, y'all. Cameron and Miles win. And Woody's like, I didn't think, like, they would win. You know, like, I'm trying to understand, like, how. It's like the people who are less connected know more about each other than the people who are more connected. But like I said, that's because Amelia and Bennett and Woody and Amani are, you know, getting to know each other a little bit more deeper emotionally and a lot more deeper physically. So they don't have time to focus on the small details like the other two couples, which makes perfect sense to me. Just saying. Just saying. You guys, that's pretty much it. I'm not going into, you know, them going to bed. I feel like it was nothing really important to talk about. But if it's something you want to talk about, put it down. If it's something you want to talk about, put it down in the comments and we'll discuss it in the comment read. Thank you guys for watching this review. Until next week, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.